What's going on, everyone? So we saw the Los Angeles Lakers get absolutely ran through. I mean, it was embarrassing, right? The San Antonio Spurs just bodied us. And the problem is that there is a formula to beating the Los Angeles Lakers. I've talked about this. Lakers, if you want to beat the Lakers, you get out in transition, you push the pace every opportunity you have, you go jack up a bunch of threes because they can't defend the 3-point. And when you miss, you win those 50-50 balls. And you trust that you will win the 50-50 balls because you have the athleticism, size, length, and all that versatility. Lakers struggle mightily against young, athletic, versatile teams. It's a real problem, right? And it's something that the Lakers are going to need to address. And the only way you're going to be able to address that is via trade. So again, Lakers are going to have to make a trade. Lakers are going to have to get, in my opinion, two guys. They need to get that clear-cut starting level 3, and then they need to get that secondary guy, right? And especially if you do a 2-for-1 trade or whatever, turn Gabe Vincent and Dalton Connect into Herb Jones or something like that. Now, again, that knocks down the pecking order. So now Rui Hachimura moves to the bench and he can be a bucket getter. You can bring in a Nick Smith Jr. and Nick Smith Jr. can play, that scorer for you and all that stuff. And now, just one trade could potentially solve multiple things for you because now you get better bench production, you get better balance in the starting unit, you get, again, that starting level 3. And then if you can get that second tier guy, now I think that's the thing that could potentially put you over the top because you start compounding and stacking up all those things. And you look up and you're like, okay, now the Lakers are in a position where they're potentially the best team in all of basketball, right? But it's very concerning and frustrating and amongst other things because it's like the jury's out, right? Like teams know. Luckily, not every team can punish the Lakers enough to overcome and beat the Lakers because Lakers are still incredibly talented. Guys at shots, right? Lakers are still going to win more often than not. But I'm going to run into the Atlanta, the OKC, the Phoenix Suns, San Antonio Spurs, right? And a lot of these games we've lost in the last, 8 games or so, 3-3 in our last 6 stuff. We got to stop trading. We got to stop win one, lose one, win one, lose one. I love that the Lakers aren't losing multiple games in a row. I love that the Lakers are, bouncing back after a loss. That's great. I love that. But you can't keep trading wins. You can't have, okay, our next 20 games were 10-10 at 500, right? You need to stay ahead of that 8 ball. You need to make sure you're keeping your head above water during those stretches, right? Look, teams have bad stretches. Unless you're OKC, blowouts happen, losses happen, even losing streaks happen. Every team kind of goes through a stretch or a frustration or whatever at some point during the season. I mean, the same San Antonio Spurs team went into Denver and beat Denver, right? Is Denver trash now or whatever? No, again, it's just games happen, things happen. But the problem is that this wasn't just an outlier game. It wasn't something where it's like, man, the Spurs just shot the lights out. What do you want us to do? No, Spurs beat the Lakers at their own game. They got to the foul line, applied the rim pressure, was relentless with it, knocked down the 3 ball because applying all that rim pressure opened up the floor, which allowed them to knock down threes and all that stuff. And it's just, again, this was a good old fashioned behind the barn whooping. And every time the Lakers made a run, it looked like the Lakers were going to squeeze back in it and, and have the fake comeback and all that stuff. What happened? Spurs threw a punch. Lakers threw a punch, boom, counter. Right? Haymaker, okay, boom, counter. Right? And they never let themselves get wobbly. They constantly stayed in that fight and they constantly stayed ahead. And they just kept racking up. And their 3 guards punished the Lakers. Austin Reeves, again, you want to talk about a trend, you want to talk about a formula, there's one for Austin Reeves too. I defended Austin Reeves last game, all that stuff, but we've seen time and time again, dating back to Minnesota, I mean, even the previous Denver series, right? get physical, get in his jersey, bump him off his spots, apply rim pressure, be relentless with him. He's going to struggle handling the basketball, right? He's not, if he starts playing poorly, that's going to force LeBron to have to be the second option, which basically takes Reeves out of the game because now he gets relegated to a catch and shoot 3-point shooter. He's not a catch and shoot 3-point shooter. And, and Spurs followed the blueprint on how to slow down and punish Austin Reeves, which is concerning. And part of the reason myself and many others are like, yeah, it's great that he's doing what he's doing, but what happens come playoff time? Austin Reeves has been fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Austin Reeves is an excellent player. Like, I don't think he's some bum or anything like that, but like he's the concerns that we have are there. Right. And we keep seeing it. It's like, at what point does this trend become a reality? It's not a trend. It's the facts, right? At what point, even if you're a diehard Reeves guy, at what point do you stop defending it? At what point do you realize, like, hey, no, this is an issue, right? That needs to be corrected. Whether he can do it or not, something that needs to be corrected, right? Like, excellent regular season player. And I get it. You need the regular season in order to get to the playoffs. But we're the Lakers. We're not happy and comfortable just making the playoffs. We're not happy and comfortable. We're not just excited to be there, right? Oh, here we are. Like, no, we're about championships, right? And, Lakers are going to have to start making some tough calls and some tough decisions. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying, like, again, Lakers are going to have to make some tough calls. Rui's got to come out the bench. Got to start Marcus Smart now that he's back and healthy. Hopefully he can stay healthy because that's the key. But, like, again, there's a formula, and it's obvious. And we've seen several teams this season follow the exact same blueprint. And every single time we have gotten smacked and blown out and absolutely embarrassed. And it's not good, right? Like, because again, it's like, how many times can you see the same thing over and over again, right? Like, again, bad shooting nights happen, losses happen. There's a lot. And more often than not, I'm trying to, stick up for my team. I'm trying, hey, it's a bad night. It happens, this, whatever. Right. But, like, again, at some point we have to be honest. At some point we have to be real. At some point we have to accept the reality and the situation of things. At some point we got to be like, okay, this isn't as, there's a problem here, right? We can't just pretend like that problem doesn't exist. We can't pretend and mask it like, oh, it's okay. Like, no, it's not okay. Like, needs to be addressed via trade, whatever adjustments you can make right now as far as lineups. All right, get Jared Vanderbilt, do Thero, guys like that to try to get out there and help. Whatever you got to do, you got to figure it out and make it happen. But anyways, always, this is a discussion. I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.